Okay, guys. Life's not fair, but make it work to your advantage. See, no matter how much I put myself out there, I know what it is, but I can get friends and stuff, but I'm not one to. You see, bullies, when they're younger, they learn how to draw a crowd, how to do this type of thing, and I'm just being myself, and I'm confident, and all this type of thing, and I know I got a lot of wisdom to share and things like that for people. And well, my plan was to because obviously I was getting sabotaged, but what happened was I knew I had to go. There was going to be massive financial cost for me getting my becoming much healthier when it comes to emotional, mental and spiritual. Meaning I knew things were going to cost more, I knew all this type of thing, but I didn't actually think that I'd get fired from my jobs and all that type of thing. But when that happened, I thought, well, this is the battle and I need to push past it. And after 2 years worth of dealing, not dealing, but because I've always had an importance on mental health and spiritual health. So I'd say that mental health throughout my entire life was like the third most important thing. Before then was spiritual health and finances, but I kept getting sabotaged. But the spiritual health. So I made it emotional, spiritual and mental for 2 years. 2 minutes, 16 seconds gone. Bright sun, I can't see the screen. And it was worth it. Then I got myself back to being where I was financially and physically. And I'm much more. The thing is, I just look back and I'm like, well, I may not be a black belt in anything yet, but the thing is I had a goal of getting to 100 push-ups, and I got up to 200. Now for me, it's about the consistency thing. So my teams are from season to season. You don't know what you're going to get. That's with the Hurricanes. They might have like 4 or 5, going by history here, I'm not speaking it into being, so I don't want it to be the case. Might have 4 or 5 bad seasons and then 1 or 2 good ones. Then that's those 1 or 2 good ones, it's guaranteed they'll make the finals. The question is, will they win it? But the Warriors are being consistently inconsistent, but they won 2 in a row now, so that's hope. Keep it up, guys. I'm the type of guy, once I get my breakthroughs, I don't go back. Because of having to overcome everything I overcame. I have had people, including my parents, tell me, why do you keep trying? Don't you realise that you're not destined for this? Don't you realise you're not... don't you realise that you're made to be at the bottom? And I'm like, so no matter what I do, people aren't, there's them, and then the parent and the school teachers said the same thing to me too. Not all, but most. But there was certain teachers who didn't, like, Shaughnessy, Mr. Shaughnessy, Mr. Lynch, Fire Hobby. There's a few others, but let's say there's like 20 or so dirty main teachers at his school, you know. Hey, so let's say I had about 100, but yeah, out of there was like the bystanders, and then there was the idiot teachers that were like that. But then there was the cool ones like these three, and there was others too. Yeah, Mr. Lynch, Mr. Shaughnessy, Fire Hobby, she's a kapaka teacher. Mr. Wiki, here's another kapaka teacher. Hey, Fire Normie. So even though Normie is short for Normanda. So even though she wasn't a school teacher at our school, one of the things that she did on the side was kapahaka tutoring. So she was my kapahaka tutor. Everyone, you know, those are the ones that stick out the most for being the most positive. Mr. Shaughnessy was from Ireland. Here's a hard case. But the thing is I had a whole bunch of other people like, you know, so, you know how you get people to give recommendations for employment or employment opportunities? Well, I had to give, you know, I had like different bosses in the past, not bosses, but like people who like gave me a week's work or something, and then I would do the job and they wanted me to do more, but I couldn't. And or sometimes, like, you know, I just had different, I've always been open, just not online, but open about my beliefs. And either politically or religiously, or I'm not really into politics now because I believe that they're just two sides of the same coin, two wings, one bird type thing. But yes, that's just people can, if they can do all that, and then you got to get, if they're in the positions of power, right, and you don't get any recommendations from them, so you can have all this wisdom. Like I read The Art of War, I read Midas Right, I've studied various different religions and spiritual paths, but what good is knowledge if you can't put it to use? Because you're not in the position to put it to use. But I always do my very best. You know what I mean? And I look at it that way. I've overcome all of that, and I've now in a job where management actually likes me. Half of the management likes me, the other half tolerate me. So that's cool. And they reckon that studies show that they actively look out for people who have autism for cyber security. So it's got to make it work for your advantage, and entry level paid positions. So if you're working 40 hours, because they're for 40 hours, 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday, but if you're working 40 hours, the average income for New Zealanders is 50,000. So entry level for 40 hours cyber security is 90,000, and then you can do a bit more studying. A year later, you go up to 150,000. It's not fair that other people don't have, I mean, that they actively search out people with autism for people for those types of jobs and cybersecurity and that, but it's not fair of how we don't fit in. It's not fair how we can't perform other high-paying jobs, but it is what it is. And this has gone on for a bit, so I'm going to do a part 2.